back up with this thing coming at you until you get it out.
In the water, making all kinds of little splashy noises.
Like the creature of the black lagoon. That was fun. But Bob's, you know, he's just like, okay, fine. Whatever. Yeah, that was, gosh, we'd only been competing on him for that year, I think, when I took him to state. So that was maybe his 5th trial. And I don't think anybody realized how nervous he was. I mean, this was a horse that did not like to go out by himself. I had someone to ride with, but here's a person he doesn't even met. He became very close friends with her horse. And she was real good about not riding off and leaving us. But I don't think anybody had any idea just how scared he was. Me.
Yeah.
Nothing like having 2,100 pounds of quaking Belgian under you.
Yeah.
He needed his pacifier.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Pretty. Nice and easy.
It's interesting, this direction she's offering to run. I like it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not planting and holding her in the smaller circle, is I really want her to have a little more space.
Me, yeah.
Terrifying seeing the list, though.
Oh,
Oh my, I didn't know that was out there. Stuff I would never ever consider owning, you know?
gag bits with running martingales.
Yeah,
It's like,
Jag bits with the lines run through a shank. Oh, a shank jag bit?
oh, wow.
At this point, why don't you just surgically clip some tendons in their neck?
Kathy, that's I'm sure it's happened.
That or alcohol blocks.
I know of a trainer that has since passed away. But, in fact, she was killed by one of her horses, kicked her in the chest. She found a really pretty black mare out in a field. Some lady had bred the mother, and the horse just grew up in the field. And she bought it and brought it home and did some type of procedure under the horse's belly so it would scar a white spot and she could get it registered as a colored paint.
That's sad.
And while I was there, they were talking about it very openly. And they said, you know what, I haven't clipped this horse yet. I've only had her for a week or so. So they put a lip chain on her. And my other friend wrapped the rope around her hands like this. And she took some big, like, body clippers and went out and grabbed a hold of this horse's ear and started going down her ears. I was hiding in the tack room because I thought when this horse blows up, it's going to be ugly and all over the place. The horse never did, but she clipped the ears, she clipped the bridle pads, she clipped under her chin. Then she took her out to the round pen and had this really, really stiff, like roping lariat. And she put a twisted wire bit in her mouth. And then the rope went between the front legs and the coils laid around the horse's body. So it would come loose, but it was real stiff. And sent the horse around. And the horse, of course, looked pretty. I mean, I was just like, oh, it's just like George. You saw those videos of that driving machine. I went to a clinic that he did. A friend of mine called me and said, Julie, you have driving horses. I want to train my pony to drive. There's going to be a clinic at this guy's house, and he teaches your horse to drive in one day. And I thought, oh, well, maybe it's like this natural horsemanship. This guy's got some really fabulous voodoo happy stuff he can do. So I got lost trying to find the place, and I finally found it. And when I came in, my friend came up to the car before I even got out, and she said, Julie, I don't know about this. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she said they have the horse hobbled front legs and the hind foot tied up in the round pen. She said, go look. So you had the round pen, the walls were like 12 feet tall, solid walls. So we had to get in the back of a carriage or something they had parked. And there were kids there, families. And stand on a bale of hay and look. This horse was soaking wet, shaking, a little paint horse. They're in there cracking a bullwhip, and the horse is falling over.
What are you teaching us? People hurt me.
And because, his hind leg is up in his front. And so then they go out and they come back with a big plastic tarp. And he falls down, and they throw the tarp over him, and they say, okay, we're all going to take a break. It was a scorching hot August day. They left the horse in there. I had already seen enough. I had a fit. I was yelling and screaming. I was just saying, this is animal cruelty. You should be in jail. I said, how can you let children watch this? It's like watching somebody getting raped or beat. I said, this is terrible. And my friend loaded up her horse, and we left. Well, one of her boarders stayed. And she talked to us later on, and she said they left that horse there. Then when they came back out, they put a saddle and a bridle on it with it still hobbled. And then they took the hobbles off after they got it saddled and bridled. They ran it around the pen several times and cracked the whip. They said the horse fell 2 or 3 times. It was running so fast on the walls and the stirrups flapping and stuff. And they said finally one of the guys got on. And these guys were big, huge men. And when I saw them out in the arena with the horse, that was the other thing. Their faces were so rough, mean. Yes. And they said they took turns getting on it and riding it. Then they put it on the hot walker, but the hot walker wasn't turned on, with the saddle and bridle still on. And had lunch in the shade, drinking their little tea. Then they took him. He did have the 2 white Morgan Percheron crosses. Wendy has one of them. Wendy Pregler. That's why I don't associate with her, because she's a George follower.
I think